Hello, hello, hello. All right, so this week we're going to decide who was going to be swap partners, and for the pocket letters that we did last week. All right. So, since there's other things going on in this time slot right now, what I will do is I will just kind of match these up, and I will leave it up to you guys to reach out on Facebook and connect with each other and get these set up. We'll do a mail out on April 7th. Put all this down here so people can see it. May 7th. What happened, JD? What happened? All right, so we'll mail out on May 7th. So I think there's only 5 people. So I think we'll do this Red Robin. Malia will send to Carla F. Carla F will send to Esther. Esther will send to Amy. Hags. And Hags will send to Malia. And then I will send to anyone that falls out of the circle. Janie was trying to kill you, so you knocked out. Hi, Janie. Hello, Curly. Oh. Okay, so I'll leave this up. So if these ladies come in later or watch this later, we're going to mail out on the 7th. Malia is going to send to Carla F. Carla F is going to send to Esther. Esther is going to send to Hags. Hags is going to send to Malia. And then I'll pick up anybody who doesn't get theirs. And we'll. So if I don't hear from you by next week, then I will assume that you either did not get the message or you are not participating, in which case I will cover it. Yeah. So what is the plans, everybody? What is your state planning for a return to normal? Because our governor's plan is pretty much exactly what's been going on. He announced his big, get the state back on its feet program, and by May 8th, he's going to start the first step of it. And it's like, this is already what's been going on since the very, very beginning. So what are we doing? We're not moving forward. We're status quo. Because right now his big plan to get our state back up is any store with an online presence that can offer curbside delivery is now allowed to have drive up delivery, door service, and restaurants that have dining rooms are now allowed to have takeout, drive through, and carry out orders only, which is exactly what we've been doing since the very, very beginning of all of this. This is Vegas. Our restaurants didn't close for nothing, and businesses have been pretty much business as normal. You can go to Joann's, you can go to Best Buy, you can go to Walmart. Basically, anything that wasn't considered essential, like Joann's and Best Buy, they just did curb delivery. That's it. That's all they did. They didn't actually close the store. They just did curb delivery, which I don't think really affected their sales at all. So he's not opening anything. So what are your guys' states doing? Hey, Singing in the Rain, what's up? If anybody doesn't know Singing in the Rain, that's Julie. So your governor's just pretty much going to say, all right, it's the 4th of May, go back to doing what you're doing. Okay. I'm not sure that they've actually, done anything. I watch the numbers every day and I don't really see any plateau. It still kind of has a curve to it. So it's not as dramatic of a jump in our state as it's been, but I just don't see that it's, going down. They haven't stopped it yet. So they're opening things up a bit tomorrow. Well, that's cool. At least you guys get to do something. Yeah, that's where I do my art too, out the garage. Cover says it's the only place I'm allowed unless I want to go outside. For some reason, he seems to think that I get more paint on the floor than I do on the canvas. Hello, Miss Deborah. Okay. So anybody rewatching this is pretty much this is the plan, guys. And it'll be in the first 10 minutes of the video, so they should be able to find this. I'm going to move it. I'll put it back up at the end. I just don't want to look at it anymore. All right. What are we going to do? Oh, yeah, I know what we're going to do. I'm good, Deborah. I'm good. So let's see. Saturday the 2nd. Yeah. I'm doing a sale on Saturday the 2nd. I will let you know there are 3 auction items, but everything else is first come, first come, me served. I think there's like 48 me items. Let's see. I have my quarantine quickies. So those are coming out. They're starting tomorrow, I believe. And then they will be every Wednesday until I can get back to my Tuesday morning on Wednesday. Let's see. What do we else? What else? So I am working on a new project. I just have to figure out size here because I want to be able to do this with a 6x6 pad. So I'm thinking about size. So I'm going to be doing this, and it's going to be like just a huge tag book, just tags and tags and tags and tags and tags and journaling cards and stuff. So I'm working on that. This is the prototype, which is basically a giant zigzag. And I'm also working on this for the library cards that I had Hags make for me that I special ordered. And I'm thinking about making this so that it's like a library card pocket. And I'm thinking about putting the opening here because I was going to do it this way, but I decided it was better to do it this way. So it's going to have the binding on this side. It's going to open this way. So you'll have two library cards, and then you'll have a library card on the back, and then you'll have two here and one on the back, and two and one and two and one, two and one all the way through. So I'm just trying to figure out how big I want to make this to put those library cards in because the library cards are beautiful and I want to work with them. I'll show you guys. So I custom ordered these from Hags. You guys know she does like the coffee and the tea stain ones. And I wanted something with more color. So I ordered these from her. And I want to use them in a project. And so this was kind of the first idea that I came up with for them. That's why I ordered them. And they're really gorgeous. I mean, I love this whole dip dyed thing. And she did some really nice colors for me. She did the Venus blue, aquamarine, the red, and the purple. Now I just have to put them in the project. Yeah, in a project. And put rubber band on these because apparently I broke the rubber band. All right. Let's see who else is here. Queen Bee is here. Hello. Hi, Sabrina. Yeah, I read it. So I'm probably going to be altering some of these too. But I custom ordered these from Hag. So this is the kind of stuff you can custom order from her if you want something specific like this. And it doesn't cost any more to custom order this than it would just to, buy the regular product, the coffee and tea stain ones. And I think I have some of the coffee. I'll show you. So these are the coffee ones. And, she's got some that have designs on them and stuff. And, of course, just like Hags, they have all the marbling and whatnot. But for me, these are great for, like, vintage stuff. But, like, doing the journals that I do, the more whimsical ones, these dark ones don't work. So I ordered these. Awesome. So I'm going to be doing a couple of projects with these in the next week or so. I just don't know when I'm going to get it up because I decided to go to just doing the quarantine quickies on Wednesdays and then doing my regular posts on Fridays until we get through this, because I ran through like 2.5 months worth of videos in a week. 2 weeks. So I did go to Venture this week though. And I got this. It's kind of cool. It's got drawers on it. I think there's 3 drawers, and then this side has some hooks, and this side has some elastic for scissors and things, and this side has like a picture frame, and it's got all these pockets, and it's kind of cool, and it's big. It might even be bigger than mine. It's not taller, but it's bigger. But this doesn't have to pop the drawers mine does, because mine has really big drawers. But I got this. I really didn't want this part, but the lady was selling it as a big lot, so I had to get this part. So I'm going to clean it up, see what I can do with it. Maybe I'll give it to Shaylee. The card catalog. Yeah, I know, right? I hate it when we were kids and we had to go to the library. These kids don't understand. We had to go to the library and we had to ask the librarian. And the librarian always said the same thing. Go look in the library catalog, which was the massive wall of drawers. And the Dewey Decimal System. Do you remember having to learn the Dewey Decimal System? Kids don't even know what that is today. They're in for a real shock if they go to the Library of Congress, because that still runs the Dewey Decimal System. And we had to go and find stuff, and you could look it up by title, subject, or author. So if you didn't know one of those 3 things, you were just like, I just want a book. My friend had it. Nowadays, you can just like type into the computer at the library like words from the book, and it shows you all the books that contain those words in that sequence. I know. I hated the Dewey Decimal System. I hated it. So I also got this because I'm going to do some string art stuff. And I like to, when I do my string art, I like to put my piece that I'm working on here and then use this as my top piece. And that way I keep a copy of all of my string art that I do. I don't know why. I just like to have my string art. But I am going to be doing string art with acrylic paint. In a much cleaner way. Because I hate a mess. We all know this. I'm going to be doing that. And let's see. Hi, Carla. Carla. So we're going to do a thing. You're going to trade with Esther. And Malia is going to send to you. And anybody who doesn't, get it, I will cover. But you're supposed to trade with Esther. So you need to reach out to Esther Sanford on Facebook and make sure you've got an address. And then Malia would send to you. So if you want to reach out to Malia and let Malia know you see her. If not, and you can't reach her before the 7th, before May 7th, let me know and I'll just send you one, okay? Hello, Tina. How are you, dear? Last week, remember we did the pocket letters together because everybody wanted to know what they were, and so we did the pocket letters together last week. Well, I told everybody if they wanted to swap them, they could go over to my Facebook group, and I would put a listing there for swapping. And so Malia, Carla F, Esther, and Amy all signed up. So this is the I'm doing a round robin. So Malia's going to send to Carla, Carla's going to send to Esther, Esther's going to send to Amy, and Amy is going to send to Malia, and then they're all going to mail out by May the 7th. And anybody who doesn't hold up their portion of this, I will cover. Hello, Arlene. Hi, thumbs up. Bye. See ya. So yeah, that was the thing, man. Oh, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That's it, man. That's all that's going on in my world right now. What's going on in your guys' world? I can't go to the store. I can't adventure. I can't do any. Oh, I get my grandkids this weekend. I'm so happy. Their mother has finally had it, and she can't take another weekend home alone with them. So she is bringing them to me. I have to be honest, I was a little bit behind that. My granddaughter called me last week. She's like, be my and mommy's getting grumpier and grumpier. I said, well, be really bad. So and then when you're really bad, look at her and go, we could always go to Bima. So her mom reached out to me yesterday. She's like, will you take them before I kill them? And I said, yeah, bring them up. I'll take them. So I get to have my grandbabies this weekend. And Mikey is flying to Kansas. My youngest son is flying to Kansas, which in normal situation would be a very bad thing because he's deaf. So I always worry when he's away because basically I'm his ears and his mouthpiece. Now his girlfriend signs just a teeny tiny little bit. She's trying, to her credit, she's trying to learn to sign. So he does a lot of like standing next to her and texting her when he wants, and she texts him a lot because he feels his phone vibrate and knows that there's something going on. And if you stand on one side of it, he can hear you if you talk loud enough. So in a normal circumstance, I'm already worried about him flying anywhere, going anywhere without having some form of communication other than his cell phone or texting. But now I'm even more worried because he actually has to fly from here to Texas and trade planes to then go to Kansas. So he's under strict orders that he has to wear a mask the whole time and gloves, and uh, he needs to contact me. And he planned the trip like 3 months ago before all of this blew up, and it was like 3-4 months ago. And he paid for it, and his airline will not give him a refund. So I'm kind of trying to get a feel of how the country is opening up, so I can feel, what's going to happen when he lands in Kansas. So I'm just real concerned that we're going to have to end up figuring out how to get him back here. And I'm not even sure he's still trying to find out if he has a place to stay because he usually rents. His older brother lives in Oklahoma, and so and right across the border. So his brother usually comes down and they rent like an Airbnb, and they stay there. They like rent somebody's house or an apartment, and they stay there. And so I don't even know if he has a place to stay at this point. Worst comes to worst, he'll have to stay with his brother. So, and his brother's fully prepared for that. So, but it's not a comfortable feeling to have your baby going anywhere in the middle of a crisis, let alone one that can't communicate completely. So I'm always worried he's going to go someplace and like he's going to get he's going to be around something that's going on, and the cops are going to show up, and they're going to be like, get down, and he's going to be standing there going, huh? Tina, who needs a Facebook? Who do you want to send a picture to? Yeah. Do you want to send it to my group or directly to me? Because this is my direct. So that's my direct Facebook. That's me. Can't miss it. I got a purple dress on. I'm sticking out my tongue. You know, pretty much traditional me. I think we're connected, though. But yeah, go ahead and use that. That'll drop it on my regular, in my regular stuff. In my stuff, man. It'll go to my stuff. I'd give you a better link, but Amy's not here and she's my link person. But she was up till 7 o'clock this morning. See, and there it is. Let me see. Aw, they're all cute. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you. I actually had so many people order those that I had to get more fabric and make more because I have people that are like, the next time you make them, I want like this, that, and that. One person bought one of every one. But they are adorable. Those are your grandbabies, right, honey? I think it's fun when my grandkids, when Alex's babies were young, you know, Shaylee, Asher, and Bub, I always like bought even just clothes that were too big for them, but like we found like a karate gi that was too big, so it was like dress up clothes, and we bought like a lot of Halloween costumes that were fabric and stuff. And I kept a bin on wheels underneath their bed, and it was big. It was like the size of this table, and it was just filled with like all kinds of masks and costumes, and that was like their best. They loved to play dress up. That's what they did. Let me see if I can get it to come up on my phone. Okay, everybody ready? I'm going to show you. So there's Tina's grands and their costumes from the last auction, the last sale. So she's got a Harlequin and a Wonder Woman and a Captain America. Those are her babies. Yeah, I actually when I sell those at craft fair, I always take my grandkids with me and I dress them up and I send them out. They have their own and I send them out. And people always go, "Where did you get that? That's so cute." And they're like, "Over at booth number 127. If you buy the mask, the cape is free." They're the best advertisement. Dude is the best advertisement. Well, I am very happy that they are happy with Tina. Kids right now, they're just pent up and they can't do anything and they're stuck. And the truth is that kids understand there's a pandemic, but they don't really understand what that means. And that's why when I did the sale, I was like, I looked at that bag and I went, you know what? I'm just going to do this because kids need to have dreams and imagination. And this whole thing has just been horrible for them. But I got to be honest, the kids that I know, my grandkids, their friends, my friends' kids and grandkids, these kids have held up like troopers through all of this. And I applaud them because, damn. I know when we were kids, we would not have put up with this crap. But these kids today, they're equipped for it. They're used to being inside, to staying inside and finding ways to entertain themselves. And they do have more entertainment than we do. I mean, we had Pong. Whoop, 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 whoop. But I do applaud them. These kids have really worked hard. Hold on, Gigi wants help. I'm coming, G. I'm coming. Here we go. Oh, you're going too? Out you go. See you later. Bye. They'll walk back in 5 minutes. It's 104 degrees out there already. Oh well, I guess I should turn the light on. So I can have fan. There we go, fan. Fan is good. I think you should, JD. I took Hags the other day. I kind of planned a scavenger trip. I basically reached out to some people through a couple of different venues to be able to buy some lots of stuff. And so I took Hags with me, and I grounded her last week because I took her to the grocery store and I didn't have an extra set of gloves. So I told her, I said, don't touch anything. She had her mask on. So do not touch anything. She said, okay. I said, really? If you want something, point at it and I'll get it. She's like, okay. Well, we were in the store and I realized I hadn't grabbed tomatoes. And I said to her, I had one extra glove. So I gave her one glove. I said, take this, go over and get some tomatoes and come back. Because I'm like really worried about her in the store because she doesn't really stand up for herself. So I didn't want her like getting pushed around or anything. So she goes over to pick up the tomatoes and she comes back. She has the tomatoes in her gloved hand, and in the other hand, she's cheesecake. And I went, didn't I tell you not to touch anything without a glove? But it's cheesecake. So I had to ground her. She wasn't allowed to leave the house for a week. So I took her out the other day and I told her, I said, you can go out, but you have to stay in the car unless we're going into the store. And we got to the store and I asked her, I said, did you bring your gloves? She goes, no. I said, good, then you don't get to touch anything. So we're walking through the Dollar Tree and she's like, hey. Like what? She goes, she's pointing at stuff. And I'm like, okay, you want these? And she's like, uh-huh, uh-huh. So okay, put those in the basket. And we get up to the front and she goes, are you gonna push the buttons for me? I said, no. And I handed her a paper towel, a napkin. I said, just push the buttons. She goes, okay. She gets out to the car. She opens the car. I said, did you touch the handle on the door? Because, of course, I had just done it with my glove. And she's like, no, I used the paper towel. Yes, yoga pods. Well, I'm glad your grandkids are doing good. I'm glad that they don't have, that they have family around. For them, that's probably just a weekend. I live 30 minutes from my grandkids. It's the furthest I've ever lived from them. But we have to live here. The house that I live in, my youngest daughter inherited it. It's my deceased father-in-law's house, and it needed so much work. that the real only option was to move into it, live in it, and do the work um, to get it ready to go, to get it ready to be sold, so that I can move closer back to my grandkids. And I'm glad I did that because um, my house out in Henderson, where my daughter is living with my grandbabies now, she doesn't want to live out there anymore. She wants to move closer into town. So I'm glad that I stayed here and didn't sell this and go buy something out in Henderson, because then I have two damn houses to sell. Yeah, the paranoia is ridiculous. And there's people that are here, and I don't know what it's like where you guys live. JD, I imagine it's a little bit more paranoid where you live because you're so close to the epicenter. But like here, I'd say about 2/3 of the people, like a third, don't do anything. A third of them are wearing just masks or just gloves. And then there's only like a third that's wearing masks and gloves. But Hags she has asthma. And I don't want to risk her going out and getting any kind of respiratory infection, because that'll compromise her immune system. So we're all really careful. And then I have my grandbaby, my precious little grandbaby living here. And so I don't want to run the risk of bringing anything home to her either, because she's little and she doesn't have a very strong immune system. Because little kids just don't, not for this kind of an illness. Gigi wants in. I'm coming, G. Oh, you don't really want in. You just want to let it move. Come on. In you go. Overhead. Hi, Harry. See you later, Tina. Well, that's good, JD. That's actually pretty good, because at least you have some ability to roam around and not have to worry about stuff. Like here, we go out the door. I got to tell you this, though. This is the funniest phenomenon of all of this. Do you realize what scaventuring is going to look like for me in the next, coming months? Because we went the other day to, when I went on my scavenger, I went to my outlet store that I go to, and there's a Walmart in that parking lot. And there's also a Goodwill. And the cars were lined up at the Goodwill making donations. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Nobody wants to look at you cleaning your junk. Go, 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 go. Look, I'll give you some treats. Go stay over there. You crackhead. There you go. Kitty crack. There was literally like 6 cars lined up to make donations. And I looked at Hags and said, "Is it open?" And she goes, "I don't know." She jumped out of the car, left the door open, and ran over to read the sign. No, they weren't open. They were only accepting donations, which means that when this is all said and done, there's going to be all kinds of stuff for me to scavenger, because everybody and their mother is taking this opportunity to clean out their houses and their garage and their storage. Nobody can hear you scream, but you can hear the grandkids. Yeah. Well, kids have a certain decibel level, detectable only to people with ears over 45. Um, did you hear the weeping? Did you? You did, didn't you? much. See ya. Yep, so this is all that I got going on, guys. I got a sale on Saturday. I got the pocket letter swap. Hags had something going on this weekend, I think. No, she didn't. She canceled that. And I got a couple of projects in the works. Got my quarantine quickies coming out. Starting Wednesday, next Wednesday. There's one on Wednesday the 6th and another one on the 8th, and then it goes just to Wednesdays. And I've got about 4 or 5 videos that I'm in the process of working on right now, including the blooper reel. So yeah, I'm going back through old footage, like the cuts that I take out. I'm going back through all of that to pull together a blooper reel. Blooper reel. Boy, that is hard to say. To get that done. We're going to be doing some string art probably next week on Thursday. I'm waiting for a whole bunch of stuff to arrive. I'm thinking when this pandemic, when they like ease all the restrictions, I'm going to get like huge amounts of China mail. I'm still getting China mail. I'm just not getting like what I would normally get. And I only buy from 2 suppliers, and it's kind of weird because like those 2 suppliers each have like 5 or 6 different stores, but it's still the same 2 warehouses that I buy from. And like some of the stuff that I order, I get right away within a week. And then some of the stuff I order, it's been over 2 months, and it's coming from the same warehouse. I'm like, just put it in a box, man. Hi, Harry. No, don't mess. Why do you have to move the camera every time? You do it on purpose. I know, because I see you do it. You're horrible. You're a horrible kitty. Yes, you are. You're a horrible kitty. Yes, lay your fat butt down. My sale is at 2 on Saturday. I believe. Let me check. I don't want to give you the wrong information. I know nothing. It's all in this book. Sale Saturday, 2 o'clock. Yes, 2 o'clock Saturday. 2 o'clock my time. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5 across the country. So 2 o'clock on the West Coast, 5 on the East Coast. Hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Hello, kitty. Hello, Harry. Hello. Hello. You're a horrible kitty. Yes, you are. You're always in the middle of my stuff and you knock things off the table. You're a horrible, horrible kitty. Yes, you are. Are we done now? Are we done? Huh? So yeah, I'm gonna post the announcement this afternoon for the sale. It's this Saturday, 2 o'clock. I should put that there, shouldn't I? I already have Saturday, May 2nd, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, that makes more sense, right? So like I said, I will have 3 auction items. One of them is these. I'm going to have 2 of these. So I'm going to auction them, and then I will offer the second one to second next highest bidder. So These are great. They are so full of stuff. It's disgusting. I'll show you. I know, right? So yeah, they've got like some ruffle lace in them, and this is actually vintage. That's like old vintage lace, and they got, you know, like some elastic lace in them, and they have flat lace in them, and they have like really cool trim laces that are really wide, and just everything under the sun that you can imagine are in these things. There's appliques in here and big pieces of lace, and there's knitted lace like this, and there's stretch lace, and there's sheet lace, and more sheet lace, big pieces. This is not little stuff. There's like parts of doilies in here, and tatting, and more appliques, and more sheet lace, and wide ribbons, and there's just, I mean, look at the amount of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. So, and this is all in a bag, and so I'm going to auction this off. There's even whole packs of stuff in here. Okay, in the bag. Look at that. That's pretty. Why am I giving that away? I don't know. Ooh, look at that one. Yeah. Okay, so everybody in the bag. Get in the bag. Get in the bag. Come on. You promised not to second guess yourself. You said you were going to get rid of this stuff. You put it in the get rid of pile. Now you have to actually get rid of it. Appliques everywhere. There's even one that fell on the floor. Let me grab that. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. Yeah, look at the size of some of these things. So, oh, you're pretty and sparkly. Look at that. Okay. Ooh, you're blue. So these things are like literally jam packed. I'm gonna auction them off to the highest bidder. So I have a couple of those. So there's only going to be 3 items for auction. The other, so there could be those, they count as one. And then the other 2 items that are going to be auctioned are vintage ribbon. And it's vintage embroidered ribbon. So we have those that I've had for quite a while. And I haven't used them, so I figured I'm going to share them because I'm not going to use them. And then I think there's like 48 first come need items in there with multiples. I have no idea at this point. I haven't looked at the thing in days. Let me see. No, 46. There's 46 in there. Yes, ma'am. 4 o'clock your time. And you guys know me. I'm cheap. So almost everything is like less than $3. And I think the only stuff that's $3 is like some really wide lace and like some of the doilies. But the rest of it is all $1 or $2. You guys know. I'm cheap. What can I say? Quick shipping, cheap prices. Oh my God, I'm Walmart. I'm Walmart. And I cut these for something, and I don't remember what I cut them for, but I will remember. I cut them for something. I just can't remember what the heck it was. But I cut them in 2 sizes, so I must have meant it for something. They're very precise, too. And I just don't remember. I don't. The brain is the first thing to go, ladies. The brain. Which I'm okay with as long as my butt maintains. Yes. Okay, so these are all my little projects that I have in the works. I have a stack of them, and I just pull them out every now and then, and I work on them a little bit, and I put them away. And eventually, I have something that you guys can actually see when I'm not, messing around. We're going to be doing some smush papers on a Thursday. We're definitely going to be doing some string art on Thursdays. And I will post them like the day before so you guys know what we're going to be doing. And if you look at the post, I'll try to include some instructions for the following week's post. Next week we're going to be doing string art. So obviously you're going to want some acrylic paint, some plastic bags, and some string. So, and some paper, and a book of some kind, or a weight or something that you can use to hold the paper down. But I'm going to be doing that because we're going to be doing, be using those to make note cards that we're going to make a box for. So, yeah, stuff. So that's pretty much it, guys. So I have a sale on Saturday at 2, and it's going to have 3 auction items towards the end. There's going to be about 46 me items in the auction. If you wanted to participate and you told me you were participating in the swap, then Malia is going to send to Carla. Carla's going to send to Esther. Esther is going to send to Amy. Amy's going to send to Malia. And anybody who flakes out, I will cover. And I'm not going to send you the pocket letter that I made in the video because no. I'll send you an actual pocket letter that I made specifically for you. I should leave that up there so people can see it. Okay. Quarantine quickies are starting next week from tomorrow. Figures I would put them up just as we're all coming out of quarantine. And I think that's it. Tomorrow's video release will be pocket tags. The pocket tags that I came up with about a year ago. I'm going to be revisiting those because I've got some new twists on them. So that's going to be tomorrow's video. That's it, guys. That's all I got. So I am going to shut up and get out of here. Unless you all get back to your regularly scheduled day. That's it. That's all I really got to say. Stay safe. As your states begin to open up, make sure you post. We'd like to know what's going on. So post on my group page any precautions or anything that your states are taking or how they're handling it. Because I would like to know, for one, how each state is individually handling the reopening of the country. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the red subscribe button for me, like me, ring the bell, and share me with all your friends. If you are a mod, either in my group or in anyone else's group, and you would like the list that we've created and begun creating and people are adding to of channels and channel addresses, just let me know and I'll send you the link. Once you have the link, you can edit it. You can add channels to it as you want. We just ask that you don't take any channels off, but you can add channels as you want. And that way, you know, since YouTube has decided to graciously take away our ability to go to someone's channel, we can now post those channels. I know, right? All right, so that's it. I'm out of here, guys. I love you. Stay safe and be well out there, okay? Bye-bye.